This is an official T.T.R.T documentation. The time is 1:36 p.m. It's Wednesday, 9/22/2010. The following documentation audio was experienced at T.P.D. on approximately on or around 6/16/2010. I'm going to play a short clip out of a 17-minute and 10-second clip. I think it's some viral audio, folks. I just have to put it back up for people to check it out, like Internal Affairs of the T.P.D., who I haven't heard from yet. It's not rocket science here. I mean, I got the audio. What's the hold up? Although we're gonna find out. Anyways, here goes the audio. We are going to post it.
Mr. Rick, if you can't conduct yourself like you're supposed to here, we're going to ask you to leave.
Excuse me?
You heard just what I said.
I was asking for policy based on the request that it was, or based on the mandate by an officer down here that
That's
was
me.
required.
Yeah, it's required to leave ID to come into this building.
Okay, I just
if
like
you
to
don't
keep
like
the
that,
policy
you're not going to
under
see nothing. I'm telling you that.
But I'm doing a public records request.
I don't care.
Under ARS 39.
If you don't act accordingly, you're going to be removed from here.
Am I acting bad?
Yeah, you are, because the Records Clerk had to come down and tell us that.
To tell us I was doing an additional records request?
What you told us was that you were raising your voice and you were treating them bad.
So I didn't mean to raise my voice. It wasn't any louder than your voices are now.
I'm going to tell you one time, I want you to listen. We get a complaint from you, you leave the building. There is nothing that says you have a right to be in this building. This is private property.
Open to the public?
It is not open to the public. There's a locked door. You come through us.
So I can't do public records requests if you guys say I can't?
That's right.
Okay, I guess, are you asking me to leave? Or is she going to give me the first record I requested?
He's going to give you your record as long as you behave yourself.
Well, I'm not allowed to ask for other records.
You're not allowed to raise your voice. You're not allowed to be rude. If you cause a problem up here, you will be escorted out of the building.
So we understand each other.
I think so. Let me see if I interpret. I'm only allowed to ask for one public record.
No, I didn't say that.
We didn't say that, so you're not paying attention. You can ask for whatever it is you need, but you're going to ask for it appropriately. You get smart or stupid with these people, you're out of here. Everybody else in here is paying attention and doing what they need to do to get what they need, and then they're leaving.
That's all I would do, and I put it in.
No, you weren't, because they came down here to ask us to come up here. So sit down there, wait for your report. As soon as it's ready, they'll hand it to you, and then you leave.
You come down to the desk, you give us the pass, we give you your ID back. That's the way it works.
But,
that's why everybody else has a pass.
If I whisper, I'm still not allowed to make the second request. If my demeanor is like this right now.
Make any request you want. They will help you.
Okay.
Just don't be inappropriate. They have your request.
Okay, well, I was just looking at the public records law and didn't make any mandate to get in public records. That's why I asked you at the counter if it's mandatory.
And we told you it was.
So I just...
We told you it was. That's the end of that.
No, but I'd like to do a records request to see the policy and procedure, just so I can see. An officer told me if I don't see with my own mind, then I might not be able to believe it. I have to see things.
Well, then that's your problem. We're not going to break out our rules and procedures for you just because you're not accepting what we're telling you.
I'm sorry, I thought that's how it worked.
No, it doesn't work that way.
121.
You can go to the court and you can send a subpoena through the mail to Records and get whatever you want, and they'll mail it to you.
Okay.
Through the mail.
That legal advice?
You don't have to. No, it's not legal advice. I'm telling you procedure. You don't have to physically walk into this building to get records. You can subpoena them through the mail. So there's no public right to be here.
Isn't it?
We allow you to be here. We're in charge of station security. We're the ones you go through.
I have a question, though. Wouldn't it be procedure if a records request came in legitimately on paper, and wouldn't it be procedure to give that public record out if it was an ARS 39-121 public records request? Or no?
You're not making any sense.
Well, I just simply turned in a request up here, and I don't believe I got rude. Does anybody here think I was rude?
We're not discussing it with everybody in the lobby.
Well, I was trying to
We're
gather
discussing it with
witnesses
you.
to the event so you could see or hear with you.
We've already handled that event. You have another event, and it'll be outside.
Another event will be outside? What's that? When I leave?
I don't know what your problem is. I'm speaking English. If you don't understand, then you can leave. If you
Okay, I'm
if you
just...
have any more problems with you up here, you will be escorted out of the building.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just bite my tongue and get my records. Hopefully they give them to me, and then I'll leave and we'll just see what happens.
Good idea.
Okay.
Well, there you have it, folks. They're not opening their policy just for me, even though I'm doing an ARS 39121 records request. You think these officers would have a clue, since the lady at Records indicated she was getting her supervisor, and I just can't believe that the guy at the front desk is the records supervisor. And she went down and tipped him off that I was requesting. She went downstairs and told him something to the effect, I'm sure, that I was requesting policy on if it's mandatory or voluntary to show ID to obtain public records. Of course, we already know the answer from the sheriffs because I have their legal advisor responding to me. And what he says in a records request response is, identification is not mandatory and no request will be denied on the basis that a requester chooses not to identify himself or the purpose of his request. Now, I know I'm reading from a sheriff's record response, folks, and we're talking to T.P.D. However, we're talking about Arizona Revised Statute 39-121, the Public Records Law. That is the open state records law. And any person at any time can mean a 10-year-old without ID can go get it. Somebody that has warrants, this is my opinion, my mind, somebody that has warrants for them fascist red light camera that they have up, they don't have to identify themselves if they don't want to have their name ran or something. Any person, anytime. It doesn't matter if it's Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter if it's me. It doesn't matter if it's you. It just doesn't matter. This is my opinion of who it is. It's still public record and it's open to inspection by any person at all times during office hours. And that's from the law. You'd think these guys would have a clue. Anyways, this is some viral misconduct caught on tape, and I just needed to post it again. And we're going to end this documentation right now. Today's date is 1:44 p.m. It's Wednesday, it's 9/22/2010. That's September 22nd, 2010. End this documentation now in preparation for posting to YouTube. Have a good day, folks. Peace and respect. Have a better tomorrow.